You want to train your employees and contractors on security awareness. A computer virus is a malicious code that is replicated by copying itself. Trojan horse is also an example for malware. So here spyware can be downloaded from website. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session. I am Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram, First Grade College, Mysore. We are on the sixth session of Introduction to Computer Network. In my today's session, I am going to deal with threats to data. Before going to start my today's session, let me to recall the things what I discussed in my last session. In my last session, I discussed what is hybrid topology. Then I discussed what is mesh topology along with the advantages and disadvantage. Then we discussed what is computer security, why we required computer security. In my today's class, I'm going to deal with threats to data. Moving on to computer security threats. So there are n number of computer security theft. So if the computer system is affected by the theft, then it is going to slow down your functionality of your computer system. So here the computer security threats are possible dangers that can affect the smooth functioning of your computer system. So once your computer system is get affected by the theft, then it is going to damage your smooth functioning of your computer system. So the security threat is defined as a risk that which can potentially harm your computer system and organization. I repeat, here the security threat is defined as the risk. I repeat, it is a risk which is going to potentially harm computer system as well as organization. So here the cause could be physical or it may be a logical. Suppose if it is physical, then someone is stealing a sensitive data or information from your computer system, or the cause could be also a non-physical such as attack, that is virus attack. So here the computer risk may be a physical or non-physical. If it is physical theft, then it indicates that someone is going to steal your computer system or your sensitive data. If it is non-physical, then your computer system may be attacked by the virus. So a computer security threat is a malicious software or code that acts and aim to corrupt and steal data or disrupt an organization system or the entire organization. So here the security threats is a malicious act that aims to corrupt or steal data or disrupt an organization system or entire organization. That means it is a malicious software or program that is the aim to corrupt your data or steal your data and disrupt the organization activity. So here the computer security that protects of computer system and information from harm, theft and unauthorized access. I repeat, so in order to protect from the data from the theft, we are going to protect our data from the harm, theft and unauthorized access. So here the computer security is referred to the technique for ensuring data stored in a computer cannot be read or compromised by any individuals without authorization. That means here the computer security is a way to provide the security for your data which is stored in your computer system and that cannot be read by the unauthorized user. So the most common security measures involves data encryption and password. That means suppose if you want to protect your sensitive data from the unauthorized access or use, you want to take some security measures. So here the security measures can be achieved by using data encryption and password. That means you want to protect your data from the unauthorized user. For that you can use some of the data encryption techniques or you can use password protection. So how to prevent the data from insider thefts? That means how we can able to prevent our sensitive data from the insider thefts. So here the first one, limit employees access to only the specific resource. That means limit your employee and allow only the limited employee to access the specific resource. And train new employees and contractors on security awareness. That means these are the some of the security measures for the organization. In organization, what you want to do? You want to limit your employee to access the resources. And at the same time, you want to train your employees and contractors on security awareness. At the same time, install employee monitoring software. I repeat, at the same time, you want to install employee monitoring software to help reduce the risk of data breaches and the theft. That means you want to install employee monitoring software for help to reduce the risk of data as well as theft of intellectual properties by the identifying carelessness, malicious insiders, etc. So these are the some of the prevention of insider theft. Moving further, we are going to have thefts to data. In that first one, we are going to have computer virus. So here virus is a malicious software or code and it is self-replicable. I repeat, it is a self-replicable. So once the computer is affected by the virus, then it is going to affect your functionality of your computer system. So here a computer virus is a malicious program which replicates, that means duplicates itself and infects the file and programs of your PC. I repeat, here the virus is a malicious program or software which is going to replicate, that means duplicate itself, and it is going to infect your files and programs which is stored in your computer system. And a computer virus is a malicious code that is replicated by copying itself. That means it is a code, that means it is a malicious code and it is got the capability to replicate itself. That means it is going to get the ability to replicate it by copying itself to other program or system or host. So here the virus is capable to copy itself to the programs or systems or the host file. So it's spreading the infection without the knowledge and permission of your user or system administration. So once the virus is infected by your computer system, it is going to spread or it is going to infect without the knowledge of the user or without the knowledge of system administration. So here the another type of threats to data is computer worms. So this is also a malicious code or software, and it is by nature self-replicating. I repeat, it is by nature self-copying. So then where you can able to find worms, it is most frequently it comes in networks. So here a computer worm is a self-replicating computer program, or it is a malicious program that spreads malicious codes. Computer worms make use of network. So I repeat, here the worms is by nature it is self-replicating, and it is going to use computer program that is going to spread malicious code, and it is going to make use of computer network to send copy of original code to the other PC. That means once the system is affected by the worms, and it is going to use the network to send their original copied worms code into some other PC. So here it also go to the extent of sending, transferring documents utilizing the email of user. That means, so here the worm is going to use the network to transfer from one system to another system, and it is also capable to sending or transmitting document utilizing email of the user. That means here the worm is going to use the email for their spreading. So here the computer worms make use of network to transfer their code from one PC to another PC. At the same time, it is going to use the email of the user to spread or send their transmission of documents. At the same time, a computer worm is a self-replicating program. So here replicating means what? It is self-copying program that does not have copy itself to a host program or require human interaction to spread. I repeat, here a computer worm is a self-copying program, and it does not have any copy itself in the host program, or it does not require any human interaction to spread. That means it does not require any action to trigger. So the main function is to infect other computers while remaining active on the infected system. That means the main functionality of the worm is to infect other file, and remaining is active on the system. That means suppose if your system is get infected by the worms, okay, it is going to active in your computer system. At the same time, it is also trying to infect to some other computer system which is connected to your computer system. So here the worms often spread using part of the operating system. That means computer worms are mainly going to use computer system, operating system to infect. So moving further, we are going to have rootkit. So it is extremely very dangerous and they appear to be legitimate file. I repeat, they appear like legitimate file and disuse the computer user. So here the rootkit is looks like extremely dangerous and they appear like a legitimate file and they are going to disuse the computer user. So here the rootkit is going to mask virus and worms and make them appear as necessary file. So here the main aim of the rootkit is to mask the virus or worms which is infected to your computer system, and they makes are the job of the rootkit is to make them appear like a natural file. So suppose if you want to remove or if you want to protect your computer system from your rootkit attack, then you want to install antivirus software along with the anti-rootkit feature. I repeat, suppose if you want to protect your system from the rootkit, then you want to install antivirus software along with anti-rootkit features. So here the rootkit is extremely danger and it is going to mask virus and worms and it is going to make them look like natural and necessary files. Moving further, we are going to have Trojan horse. So here the Trojan horse is also an example for malware, that is malicious code that pretends to be something useful and helpful. That means once your system is get infected by the Trojan horse, then whatever the data you have that is pretends like a useful and helpful data. So here the Trojan horse are often silently downloading other malware. That means once your computer system is infected by the Trojan horse, then now the Trojan horse is going to install or going to download some other malwares on the infected devices as well. So here once your computer system is affected by the Trojan horse, then it often silently downloads some other malwares like spyware, adware and ransomware. So here the best example for Trojan horse is Zoosis. The Trojan can hide in unexpected place such as email downloads and more. That means you can able to find the Trojan horse the areas like email downloads and more. That means you cannot expect that where the Trojan horse is present. But when you open any email downloads, the email download may contain Trojan horse. So here the Trojan virus often are spread via the infected email attachment. That means so your system may affected by the Trojan horse through the infected email attachment. So here the Trojan horse virus may present in unexpected areas like downloads and emails. So here the Trojan horse can able to spread via the infected email attachment or free games or movies and greeting cards. Moving further, we are going to have vulnerability. So what is vulnerability? Here the vulnerability are flaws in computer software. That means the vulnerability comes with the computer software that creates weakness in your computer or network or overall security. So here the vulnerability comes with your computer software that creates the weakness in your computer system or network or your security. So here the vulnerability can also be created by improper computer or security configuration. That means the vulnerability is also created by the improper computer or improper security configuration. So the threats exploit the weakness of vulnerabilities, resulting in potential damage to the computer and its data. That means the vulnerability plays very important role in computer software. So suppose if you want to provide the security for your computer data, we want to take measurement of vulnerability. So it exploits the weakness of vulnerabilities, resulting in potential damage of computer and its data. So what are the measurement you can able to take in order to avoid vulnerability in computer system? In that, first one, keep software and security patches up to date. That means whatever the software you're going to install your computer system, keep the software and security patches up to date. At the same time, configure your security, that is network security settings on your operating system, internet browser and security software. That means to provide security for your computer system, configure security settings, that is for your operating system, for internet browser and for security software. You want to set the configuration security. At the same time, companies should develop personal security policies for online behavior, and individuals should be go to adopt their own policy and promote online safety. That means the companies should develop their own security policy for the employers. So here the vulnerability means a flaws in computer software that creates weakness in your computer system, network as well as overall security. So it is very important to configure your computer system. So you want to provide security for your operating system, internet browser and security software. So these are the some of the precautions you can take against vulnerability. Moving further, we are going to have spyware. So here spyware can be downloaded from website. That means when you visit any website or when you open any website, you're going to get any link. By miss, if you press that link, then that particular spyware is downloaded to your computer system. So here spyware can be downloaded from website, email message or instant message and direct file sharing connection. That means by using these methods you can able to get spyware that is infected to your computer system. So what are the main way? That is while clicking your website, that is email message, then instant messages and direct file sharing connection. So at the same time, the user may unknowingly receive spyware by accepting an end user license agreement from the software program. That means during the installation of any software, you may click unknowingly the link which is presented as end user license agreement. This is the way the spyware can able to download your computer system. So here the spyware frequently attachments to remain unnoticed either by actively hiding, simply not making its presence on a system known to the user. So here the spyware is frequently attempts to remain unnoticed. That is, the user is frequently what they will do, they are going to install software. At the end they are going to get some end user license. While clicking that end user license, the spyware may download it to their computer system. So what are the precaution you want to take here? That is, configure the firewall in the computer system. That means frequently you want to configure your firewalls. At the same time, don't accept or open suspicious error dialogues from within the browser. That means in browser you're going to get some error message. Don't click that message or don't accept that message. So here, do not accept or open suspicious error dialogues from or within the browser, and always careful to read the end user license. That means before going to agree the policy of your software license, you want to read the license. That means before going to agree your license, you must want to read the end user license agreement at install time and cancel if any other programs are being installed as the part of the desired program, and keep your software and security patches up to date. So these are the some of the precautions for spyware. Moving further, we are going to have another threats to data is malware. So here malware is a category of malicious code that includes virus, worms and Trojan horse. So here the disruptive malware will use popular communication tools to spread. That means disruptive malware will most commonly is going to use communication tools to spread. At the same time, it is going to include worms that is sent through the emails, that is instant messages. The Trojan horse may drop from the website and virus may get infected file downloaded from peer-to-peer network. So here the malware is a combination of virus, worms and Trojan horse. So here the malware is going to combine virus, worms and Trojan horse. So the virus may come from the infected file, that is from peer-to-peer connection, whereas worms may come with emails as well as instant messages, and the Trojan horse may drop from the website. So here malware works to remain unnoticed. That means here the malware works to be remain unnoticed either by the actively hiding or by simply not masking its presence on system known to the user. That means once the malware is infected by your computer system, the malware works to remain unnoticed. That means it is going to harm your computer system, but it is not noticed by the user, and it may either by actively hide or simply not masking its presence on the system known to the user. So what are the precautions you can able to take here? That is, only open email that come from the trusted source. That means while opening or while downloading any attachment, okay, make a note that open only the mails which is came from the trusted user or trusted source. Then have mail attachment scanned. That means before going to download the attachment of your mail, just scan your attached files. Then delete all unwanted messages without opening. That means before going to open, if you find that it is unused, that means unwanted, then you delete those messages. Then do not click a web link. That means while opening website, you may get plenty of web links. So do not click the web link unless it is necessary. And scan all the files with a reputable internet security programs before transferring the data to your system. That means scan all the download files before transferring that file to your system. While transferring file, only the transfer file from the well-known user, then use some of the famous internet security programs and keep your system patch up to date. These are the some of the precautions are taken to avoid malware. So in my next class, I'm going to deal with threats to the user and threats to the hardware. So dear student, in today's class, we discussed threats to data. In threats to data, we discussed what is virus, what is Trojan horse, what is worm, what is bootkit, what is spyware, what is malware, and what is vulnerability. But in my next session, I'm going to deal with threats to user and threats to hardware. Dear students, thank you for watching my session. Let's meet in the next session. Until then, take care. Thank you.